Alrighty. Now we'll transition into the CIE. We appreciate you being here. This event is being recorded and will be uploaded to the Fort Knox Facebook page tomorrow. Alright. We have a lot of great information that we'll be covering today, and for those who would like a digital copy of the slides, we have an email sign-up sheet right outside the door. You can fill that out, and I will send these over to you after the event. To kick things off, please welcome the Commanding General of U.S. Army Cadet Command and Fort Knox, Brigadier General Sean Crockett, to share his opening remarks.
How are you doing? Apologies, I've been told I can't be between the speakers or it'll yell at me, so I'm normally not a microphone guy either, but I was told we're recording, so I have to put this on the record, so I'll try to watch what I have to say. So again, Sean Crockett, acting commander of U.S. Army Cadet Command as well as Fort Knox, Kentucky. A pleasure to be here. This is actually my first one at Knox. I've done plenty of these in previous assignments, but first one at Knox. So a couple of things. I'm not going to spend a lot of time, but you all are probably well aware if you've been to the PX, the commissary, the shopette, driving on Fort Knox of late. Cadet summer training is here and in full swing. For the most of you, you all are aware, we bring almost 7,000 cadets here every year for the largest CONUS-based annual training event the Army does. About 3,000 cadres, so we plus up at Fort Knox between June and August of every summer by about 10,000, give or take, humans, which obviously creates some angst at those various locations where we all spend time because we're 10,000 plus population. But I just want to thank all of you in appreciation for your patience. The good news is we have graduated 6 of 9 advanced camp regiments to date and 1 of 2 basic camp regiments. So we're almost there. Just bear with us. Be patient with us. I also, huge shout out to the team in the garrison, our DPW, our DES, our fire department, all of those support agencies who have been in our hip pocket for the entire summer. For those of you who were around early July, we had the flood apocalypse that occurred here at Fort Knox, which knocked out some barracks and some HVACs and some flooding, so on and so forth. And the garrison team was right there to get us right back firing in all cylinders in a very short period of time. So again, garrison and the team that supports it, thank you all very much. On a separate note, looking into the future a little bit, we are at the 25th anniversary of 9/11. For those of you who aren't aware, it shocks me that it's been that long. We are going to do a 9/11 remembrance ceremony to honor those heroes, those first responders, the fallen, as well as their families, at the Patton Museum at 9 a.m. on 9/11. We have a tremendous guest speaker that's coming in that was in the Pentagon. Command Sergeant Major was in the Pentagon when the Pentagon was hit, who's going to talk to us. It should be a great event. We will get details out soon out of the garrison on the associated events that are occurring that particular day, but it is the 25th anniversary, and I hope to see you all out there at the Patton Museum for that event. So with that, I think I am rounds complete on comments. Ms. Sarah, I will turn it back over to you. Thank you all very much. Cool.
Thank you, sir. Now we have some opening remarks from our garrison commander, Colonel Dave Holstead.
Don't you hear me, right? Use the mic, sir. Use the mic. Okay. I got to use the mic on this. Okay. Hey, General Crockett talked about cadet summer training in the gate operations. One thing I'll tell you, we have surged some military support for the gates, understanding that on family days and on graduation days, the gate can back up a little more than normal. I will tell you, though, talking to my peers at other posts, even on those busy days, we are nothing like Fort Benning, and where the gate every day is 10 minutes to get in. So thanks for your patience with that, though. We have 3 more graduations to go, correct, sir? 3 more? 4 total. Four total to go. Some of those are on weekends, so just please exercise patience on that. We talked about weather a little bit. I'll give a little further context into that. So in the last 3 months, we've had not just several rainstorms that have brought significant flooding to Fort Knox. We also had a tornado that landed on the northern tip of our post, right along our northern boundary. Thankfully, there were no cadets in cadet summer training in that particular training area, but I appreciate the community's vigilance and patience with that as well. In terms of the flooding, we are still doing assessments on exactly how much damage was done. Certain buildings, to include one of my fire stations, Olive Theater, and several barracks, are currently unoccupied right now based off that flooding and the amount of damage it did. I'll give you a dollar figure. As of right now, we're sitting at $4.7 million worth of damage from that. And so my DPW team is working very hard to not just make the assessments, but to patch up and get us back to normal operations in the very near future. So thanks to my DPW team for that. Thirdly, I would like to encourage the community to download what's called My Army Post app. This app is a great way to get very real-time command information out, to include weather alerts, things like that, and also information about the post to get around and see all the things that are going on. With the recent social media directive, we have fewer outlets to do that, so that increases the importance of why you'd want to download that app for you. And then finally, so Sergeant Major, I give him all credit on this, put together what we call the Chat and Chow. So Sergeant Major and I meet with the community once a month throughout the summer here at Sabre and Quill, and we just discuss about whatever's on your mind. I will tell you that in the last two, we've actually solved problems on the spot. Before the end of the Chat and Chow, we had problems solved. So if the community has any questions for us, I tend to be pretty transparent. Sometimes Sergeant Major tells me to put my filter on more than I should, but I'd love to come out and see you and answer any questions you have or just talk. The next one's on August the 26th, right here in Sabre and Quill from 11:30 to 1. So I'll see you there. Thank you.
All right, we're going to begin with our scheduled briefing topics now. First up, giving a brief on Ireland Army Health Clinic is Lieutenant Colonel Cody McDonald, Ireland Army Health Clinic Chief of Staff.
Good morning, gentlemen, Command Sergeant Major, and the Fort Knox community. I'll kick things off with some fantastic updates from Ireland Army Health Clinic. Our new Ireland Ready Care initiative has been incredibly well received by our beneficiaries. This service gives our service members and their families fast, convenient, walk-in access to acute care treatment. We are open Monday through Friday from 07:30 to 1500. You simply check in at the kiosk and our team will triage your medical issue and will get to you seen based on your urgency of your illness or injury. Keep in mind this is for walk-in acute needs, but you can always still schedule routine appointments with your primary care provider by phone or through the MH Genesis secure messaging portal. Next, I want to address some important updates regarding our pharmacy services. Due to staffing constraints, we've had to reduce our hours. Now we know this impacts you, and we want to ensure you that we are actively recruiting and growing our pharmacy team so that we can get back to the fast, safe, and quality care you deserve. Both the Benter and Clinic pharmacies are still open at 08, but they will now close at 16:30, Monday through Friday. Additionally, both locations will also close at 1300 on the first and third Thursdays of every month for staff training. Due to staffing limitations, our phone lines are currently degraded. Our pharmacy team is prioritizing filling your critical prescriptions. So we ask that your patients and utilize the Q Anywhere and MH Genesis patient portal for quicker communication. To beat the wait, use these tools. Please use the Q Anywhere service, which is now an app, to activate new or renewed prescriptions, or use the online MH Genesis patient portal to activate your refills. Doing this activates your prescription before you walk in through the doors, saving you time from waiting in the lobby. Looking ahead, we're working hard on bringing a script center to Fort Knox. Once fully mission capable, the secure locker system will allow you to pick up most of your medications 24/7 at your own convenience. We need your voice. We are seeking volunteers to help us continuously improve how we deliver healthcare here at Fort Knox. The Patient and Family Partnership Council is a collaborative committee made up of Ireland staff and patients just like you. If you'd like to join the council and make a direct impact, please scan the QR code on this slide or call the number listed. That will connect you directly to Mr. Postlewaite, our patient advocate, who chairs the meeting. And finally, DHA has permitted the use of social media at Ireland for healthcare dissemination information. The best way to stay in the loop is to follow us. We post all critical updates, including changes to services, severe weather hours, and health education, directly to our Facebook page. Our website is also a great resource for up-to-date hours of operation and services available to you. Please follow our pages, stay informed, and help us keep the Fort Knox community healthy and ready. Thank you, and we are honored to be trusted with your care.
Next, with some updates on our Department of Public Works projects, is Chris Carlson, DPW Deputy Director.
Good morning. We wanted to share some current investments DPW has been making on our barracks inventory and what we're looking to do in the future. Total current investment in FY26 is about $8 million across 46 buildings. This includes interior repairs and HVAC repairs. In the next couple FYs, we're planning to spend an additional $19 million projected for large-scale HVAC replacements. Heating, ventilating, and air conditioning system failures are a common theme of our facilities because they're approaching the end of their useful life. We also have a project in FY 2029 for $5.4 million. This will be a full interior mechanical, electrical, plumbing overhaul for building 2375. And as always, we provide ongoing support to address routine service calls in all our barracks. I know the commander already touched on it, but in the last 2 weeks of June, we had 2 severe weather events with localized rainfall reaching 8 to 12 inches of water. We had flash flooding, road washouts, flooding buildings, and roof damage. We're currently tracking $4.7 million in total storm damage, but we're actually expecting this to double once the larger final bids have come in for the larger projects. The impact spans 120 locations, 78 buildings, and 42 roads. We are currently seeking storm damage funding from headquarters IMCOM. However, we may have to self-fund, and this will impact our annual work plan for FY26. We may have to defer to FY27.
Next, to give housing updates, is Michelle LaSalle, Knox Hills Director of Property Management.
Good morning, everybody. So I wanted to do a few friendly reminders today. One is going to be regarding our pet policy. So as a reminder, when you do get a new pet or when you come on to housing, we give you 14 days to get your pet registered at the vet on post. If you are unable to get an appointment at that time and get them registered within the 14 window, what I do ask is that you contact your community office and give them that information so they're tracking that. You are only allowed to have a maximum of 3 pets per household. Service animals do not count into the count of those animals. Dogs and cats must be vaccinated, licensed, registered, and microchipped. Keep animals on a leash and under control. As silly as it is, if your cats are outside, they have to be on leashes too, right? Secure your pets during our maintenance visits. I understand they're cuddly and cute, but we want to make sure your pets are safe, my team is safe, so they do have to be put away when they come in to service your home. Please, one of the biggest things, we've seen a rash of dog bites over the season, so report all animal bites immediately to emergency services and then to your community office. We do track those. As soon as a police report is garnered, then we action accordingly based on our animal policy. Failure to comply may result in fines, loss of pet privileges, non-renewal, and/or evictions. Bulk trash, favorite topic. So Knox Hills does offer a bulk trash avenue. You're allowed to get 2 scheduled pickups per month. That is 2 items per scheduled pickup. What you want to do is call your community office. They will work with Republic Services, that's our trash vendor. They will schedule you a date, and that is when you can put your items out on the curb. If you are having challenges with the date, I ask you to contact the community office again, and they will elevate your concerns, and we will work to find a solution that works for you and your family. As far as recycling, I do want to bring up a big topic here. We have 2 locations now. We did have 3. The Oak Park area was shut down due to its improper use. Dietz is on the docket to be removed as well. There are about 4 times a day that I do have team members going out to pull normal trash out of those receptacles so we can safely have Meade County come pick up those items. If you drive by that area and you see it, you can see what an eyesore it is from time to time. So Look for more communication on that in the upcoming weeks. That bin will probably be pulled as well, which will only leave the one in our historic community, which does what it's supposed to do, very minimal issues over there. It is in our Godman community, you can't miss it, but it does take recycling items. So I definitely wanted to talk about how you get your issues resolved. So we definitely want you to go to your community office if you're not getting the service that you need from maintenance, lawn crew, any of those types of vendors that are our responsibility. I ask that you go to the community office first. If you're not getting what you need from your community office, that is my number on the second line. You can call me directly, or you can also call our project director, Ms. Katie Huff. If at that point you are not getting what you need from us, then we do have a corporate line you can call into or email. And then we also request that if all those options are exhausted and you are still not getting what you need, then we ask that you go speak to the HSO office. So Ms. Mary Ellen Carrero, who is the housing chief, and Mr. Chuck Waters, deputy housing chief, would much rather you go there and try to resolve your issues at that level. And so we'll all come together and hopefully resolve things quite quickly. So again, I am available. That is my number. If you are not getting what you need from your community office, I definitely want to make sure everybody's taken care of and gets their issues resolved in a timely fashion. Thank you.
Next, to discuss the upcoming Retiree Appreciation Day is Gail Harding, Retirement Services Officer of the Transition Services Branch.
Well done. Good morning. The Fort Knox Garrison Commander and the Fort Knox Retiree Council would like to invite all military retirees, surviving spouses, and their families to attend the annual Retiree Appreciation Day. It is held this year on August 21st from 9 to 1. The event is intended to connect our retiree community with the organizations and resources available to support you after military service. Throughout the day, you'll be able to have the opportunity to visit information tables from Fort Knox agencies and community partners, receive updates on retiree benefits and available services, speak directly with representatives from TRICARE, VA, and many other organizations, take advantage of health screenings and immunizations, including higher dose flu shots for those over 65, RSV, pneumonia, and shingles. We will have light refreshments, door prizes donated by local businesses, and food trucks available. Whether you're recently retired or have been retired for many years, we invite you to come to this great event to stay informed, to ask questions, and stay connected with the Fort Knox community. We look forward to seeing you all at Sadowski on August 21st. Thank you.
Next, to share information on the veterinary services available on Fort Knox is Captain Alexandria Nickel of the Fort Knox Veterinary Clinic.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Captain Nickel. I'll be delivering this brief on veterinary services. So as you can see here, we have a picture of our clinic. Just for reference, we are located directly across the street from Cadet Command and across the corner from the parade field. Next slide, please. So I'm just going to highlight a few of the services here. Please feel free to peruse the slides, and we'll be standing by offline afterwards for questions. For health certificates, if you are PCSing, particularly OCONUS, please alert our office as soon as you have that information. You do not need to have orders in order for us to start preparing the paperwork for your pets to PCS with you, and the lead time on that can be 4 to 6 months. I say again, up to 6 months for some locations OCONUS. So please let us have as much time as possible to help you prepare that paperwork, and let us know as soon as you have that information. For the rabies program management, we have a strong partnership with public health to coordinate next steps post-exposure for possible rabies exposures. So if you have concerns about that, please always seek medical treatment first and then alert the proper authorities. For installation events on post, if you are coordinating any events on post that involve animals coming onto post from another location, please let us know. In order to facilitate safe interaction between animals coming from off post and post residents, we do have to examine those animals upon entry to post and review their medical records beforehand. So please alert us if you're trying to coordinate one of those events. We'd be happy to assist. For the food safety side of things, talking about refrigeration failures, first of all, part of the services that we offer is a lot of food inspection, food safety, all that kind of stuff. So if you do have a refrigeration failure, we do have an on-call roster of folks who respond to that, and we can potentially save you funds by being able to potentially save some of that food if it is safe still to consume. So please let us know, and we'll assist any way we can. Particularly for Cadet Command, sir, if you guys have operational rations that are unused or need to be extended, please let us know. We'd be happy to assist any way possible with that. Next slide, please. For wildlife and stray animals do exist on Fort Knox. It is not the function of veterinary services to hold, house, or manage stray animals, but it is our role to manage owned animals that may have been lost and reunite them with their families. We do that via microchip scanning and using our database to reconnect those people. So we do encourage post residents to use those services so that we can reunite lost pets with their families. We do discourage residents from interacting with stray animals and wildlife to prevent transmission of disease. So if you are having a problem with wild animals that may be a nuisance on your property, please alert the military police. They will send a game warden out there to assist, and we will coordinate that way. We have an ongoing partnership with Garrison Leadership to facilitate oversight and care for the strays, and we do at this time discourage residents from bringing stray animals to the VTF with the expectation of long-term housing, since we do not have the resources or staffing to provide that at this time. This concludes my brief. Again, we'll be standing by offline afterwards for questions. Thank you.
Next, to discuss the Transition Assistance Program is Andrew Cooper, Transition Assistance Program Chief.
Oh, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you still in uniform, you're going to take that uniform off one day. The best way to do that, come visit us in the TAP Center. There are other options. You can do it online if you so desire to do it that way, or you can utilize this thing called the Virtual Center. They'll help you out as well. But the best way is to come visit us in the TAP Center, Building 1378. If you're going to retire, go ahead, drop that retirement, come visit us. See us 24 months out. Your soldiers, we need to see your soldiers about 18 months out. We need to see everybody prior to day 365. So on that, you've got soldiers on ADOS orders, 180 days or more. As soon as they in process Fort Knox, send them to us. We'll take care of them. Again, we're in Building 1378. So how do you get there? Go early, go often. 3 things. These are a 3 must. The ISA, you have to do that. You can do it on your own, from the comfort of your own house, your phone, your office, or more than likely, you're going to come visit us because the link did not work. So when you come visit us, we'll take care of you. So the enterprise-wide self-assessment take you about 15 minutes. Then we're going to schedule you for an IIC. Now, this is really awesome. This is your individualized initial counseling. That's going to last about 90 minutes, and then we're going to do a precept brief. So by contract, once you start in, we have 10 days to get you from you entered the building to a green go. So those of you with the commander's dashboard, you've seen transitions on your dashboard. You see soldiers in the red. Well, why are they in the red? We did not get them started on time. So you help us, get them to us on time. We'll get them in the green. We'll keep them in the green. So those are the 3 things that must be done prior to day 365. So we had a funding issue. Imagine that, funding issue in the United States this year. So TAP was de-scoped. We went down to 2 transition counselors, 1 financial counselor, 1 admin, and 1 staff boss. So these folks are servicing the entire Fort Knox community. We cover about 7 states. We average 1,050 soldiers, airmen, Navy, and Coast Guard come visit us every year. We have 2 transition counselors to do that work. If you've got soldiers and supervisors that are supposed to be in transition and they're not making it or they're pulling those soldiers back, I need you to help us get those soldiers either A, to that appointment or cancel that appointment so the next service member can take that position and we can take care of them. CSP, everybody knows CSP. It is the greatest golden ticket out there. If it wasn't for CSP, transitions would just be another brick in the ruck. What did they do to CSP with a D-scope? They moved it to the virtual center. What does that look like today? Envision 10 cubicles. You've got the contract folks up there taking phone calls, answering emails. on a video conference. 10 folks servicing the entire United States Army that are putting in CSP packets. That's where we are today. How does that soldier start? They start with IPSA. So the soldier starts with IPSA, it goes through the process, it ends up at the virtual center, that packet is approved, goes back to that command team, and it is adjudicated, and that soldier goes out on skill bridge. There's been a change to that skill bridge, so those 3 factors are something new. If you're not aware of them, I'll be happy to talk to you one-on-one with the MILPER on that later on. This is a commander's program with a soldier-centric feeling. What do we have coming up in the fall? We have the Career Summit. I left some of these strategically on your table if you so desire to scan that code. 2-part event. Part 1 is going to be out at Palma Hall. This is going to be the actual 3-part seminar. We know what our strengths are. We also know what our weaknesses are. So we partner this out with Hiring Our Heroes. 22 September out at Palma Hall. 9 to 11 is the summit. Right here in Sabre and Quill will be the hiring event. This is limited to veteran status. So active duty, veteran, and spouses. It is not open wide to the entire community, must be veteran related. The last thing I would like to talk about is the road show. I left these on your table too. If you have 45 minutes to an hour, you want to learn about TAP, call us. We will schedule a TAP road show. We'll come to you, we'll visit with you, and we'll talk TAP top to bottom. Thank you.
Next, to discuss summer safety is Jared Jones, Occupational Health and Safety Specialist.
Good morning. Wanted to talk to you about a couple of hot button topics throughout Fort Knox today. One of those being tick prevention and tick prevalence. As you know, a lot of people are affected by those. I went out with the water safety team to test the water samples about 2 months ago and came back with about 4 ticks on me and didn't realize it till later that evening. So we just want to talk about this and how to address these issues. Obviously, Fort Knox is surrounded by heavily wooded terrain, humid climate, and abundant wildlife. So we need to know where to expect those ticks. I mean, they can be anywhere. They can be found on your pets. They can be found when you're camping or even in your own backyard. So one of the things that we recommend to do is to treat your clothing and gear with 0.5% permethrin. So this actually will stay on your clothes after a few different washes, so you'll be able to actually keep that and keep the ticks off of you. We talk about avoiding contact with ticks, so just know where you're going. If you're going in wooded areas, stuff like that, just be aware of that. So if you're not going to use that, we recommend registered insect repellents by the EPA that contain DEET, some of these other chemicals here. I won't read through them all, but they are there for you to check through as well. So what do you do if you have a tick that you get bitten by and you want to find out if it's carrying anything? So we have 3 locations here at Fort Knox you can drop those off at. So the first is going to be Ireland Army Health Clinic. The second is Margettis, and the third is the Environmental Health Safety Building, and those addresses are posted for you there as well. PrevMed does want you to know that one of the ticks can't be tested for alpha-gal syndrome, so just be aware of that. They do test the ticks for pretty much any other diseases that are out there. Next slide. Second thing we wanted to touch on is symptoms of heat exhaustion. This is prevalent this time of year. We have upper 90 temperatures. Sometimes it's higher than that. Humidity can be up to 100%. So we want you to recognize some of the symptoms of heat exhaustion: pale, ashen, or moist skin, muscle cramps, fatigue, weakness or exhaustion, headache, dizziness or fainting, nausea or vomiting, and a rapid heart rate. So this can evolve into heat stroke. So some things that we'd like you to do if you feel or if you know somebody that's going through this is to move your victims to a shaded or air-conditioned area, give water or other cool, obviously non-alcoholic beverages, and apply wet towels or have the victims take a cold shower. Next slide. Unfortunately, some of these cases do progress into heat stroke. So if that happens, you need to recognize this is a life-threatening medical emergency. This can cause brain damage or death if not treated immediately. So it's important that we recognize the symptoms and signs of this. So at this point, your body temperature has progressed to above 103 degrees. Your skin is flushed, dry, and hot to the touch, and sweating is usually stopped at this point. Rapid breathing is another symptom, as well as headaches, dizziness, or confusion, irrational behavior, convulsions, or unresponsiveness. So what do you do? Well, you want to call 911 first and foremost, move the victim to a cool place, remove any unnecessary clothing, immediately cool the victim. You can immerse them in up to the neck in cold water, and keep cooling until the body temperature drops below 101 degrees Fahrenheit. So we do put out just want to touch on this, we do put out a monthly safety brief through Knox Info, so we'll put out information about these topics and other hot button topics as well, so please look forward to that. But that's all I have at this time.
Next, to discuss hunting season is David Jones, Natural Resources Branch Chief.
Hey, good morning. I just appreciate the opportunity. Fort Knox offers an abundance of fish and wildlife, hunting and recreational opportunities, and just wanted to highlight some of those for the upcoming fall season. We're only about 2.5 weeks away for the opening of squirrel season, which would be on 15 August. And then right after that, on Wednesday, September the 2nd, is the opener of our first dove segment. We have 2 dove fields that we will offer for adequate hunting opportunities. Following that, we will have the deer archery opener on Saturday, the 12th of September. There are some segments with the bow hunting here on the base, but it does extend all the way through Monday, January the 11th. We are going to continue with our standard post-wide quota hunts. We will have 2 in November and 1 in December. And we also are going to be offering the same extended gun hunting opportunities for Tier 1 and Tier 2 categories, offering about 18 extra days. You can see that on the dates. We got a 3-day segment in October and some opportunities in the sweet spot in November, as well as in the second rut in the middle of December. For those that still enjoy small game opportunities, we have rabbit and bobwhite opportunities, which would open on November the 1st. We also offer fall turkey, both archery and gun. We have a tremendous fisheries resource here on the base, whether it's in our managed lakes or in Otter Creek. I would encourage you to take advantage of that. And please just remember that any and everything hunting and fishing related can be obtained through our website, which is the iSportsman website, as well as our hunt control office at 624-7311. Next slide. This is also just a reminder, if you do have interest in hunting a firearm on Fort Knox, it is shotgun or muzzleloader only. There are no rifles allowed. And if you are 18 years or older, that weapon does have to be registered. The registration does not occur through me nor my office. It occurs through DES at the Visitor Center. Please take Form 2759 plus a copy of your driver's license. Turn that into the Visitor Center. They'll take care of you there. And it's normally about a week turnaround. You can either turn that in person or you can mail it in. But the one caveat is when it is finished and ready for pickup, the individual whose name is on that form is the individual that has to pick that up. Thank you very much.
And last to share MWR updates is Kevin Bryce, CYS Program Operations Specialist, and Nick Knight, MWR Marketing Director.
Good morning, sirs. Good morning, Fort Knox. Just a couple updates for Child and Youth Services. We are heading into our fall season for youth sports. Amongst other amazing things we do in CYS, a couple of things I want to highlight is we do have an NFL flag football, NFL female flag football program, MLS Go soccer program, and cheerleading to correspond with the football. Those registrations are open until August 14th. And we also brought tackle football to Fort Knox. Registration is still open till 1 August. Great programming that we're going to have throughout. If you must be registered in CYS to be part of these programs, that can be done at the Hansen Center. That's where our programs, Parent Central Services program is operated at. And then most importantly, to have these kiddos on the field, we always need volunteer coaches. So you can contact Youth Sports if you want to become a volunteer coach. It is a good process to go through, but once you're vetted through the process, the world's your oyster to be a coach here on Fort Knox. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm going to follow up with the adult fall sports season. That's getting underway pretty soon. We got indoor soccer, if you're interested in that. The coaches' meeting is in August. The season kicks off September, the first week of September. Flag football is also being offered. Same deal. August 18th is the coaches' meeting, and then September 1st is when the season kicks off. You can call John Balassa at Intramural Sports if you're looking to participate in that. His number is 624-7364. Next slide, please. So here's a list of upcoming events that we have going on in the community. I'm going to pick a few winners to talk about that I really appreciate. We have the Dog Day Twosome coming up on August the 8th at Lindsay Golf Course. It's a really fun tournament that you can find a buddy to pair with and have a good time out at the golf course. Well, on August 28th, we have the dinner here at Sabre and Quill. It's a great family opportunity. It's one of a kind. Last year was the first time we did it, so we're going to do it again this year, bigger and better, and it'll be a good time for your family. Also, September 11th, the tribute run that we're doing on September 11th to mark that anniversary. And then Oktoberfest, the big event that we have coming up in the fall. That's always a good time. More information on that to follow. As Colonel Holstead was saying, 2026-17 is requiring all MWR and ACS social media pages to be sunset. Those platforms, the way that we're communicating may be changing, but our commitment to the Fort Knox community stays the same, right? It makes meetings like this where we share information with each other all the more important. There are platforms that are going to remain and going to be reinforced to get information to you really quickly. I'll tell you those are knox.armymwr.com. That's going to be the flagship, your true source of truth for MWR events. Also, the My Army Post app. We're going to be reinforcing that with MWR activities and events to make sure that that's worth your time to download and use. And then an internal MWR newsletter. We encourage you to subscribe to that so we can get to your inbox and tell you about all these great events. Also, our friends at Public Affairs are going to be sharing our information and our storytelling, so you're not going to miss any of the great videos and photos that we shared from our events. We're going to share that through the official Fort Knox Garrison Facebook page. So please follow them, and thank you so much for your time.
All right, thank you to all of our briefers. We're now going to open the floor to our mission partner announcements. I'm going to call on each general officer command and then open it up to all other commands. When I call your unit, if you have something to brief, please stand up and Kelly will bring a microphone to you. Try to keep your remarks to 1 to 2 minutes. And we'll start with 5th Corps. Nope. USARAC. Cadet Command. Nope, you're good. HRC.
He's here.
You know he's got something.
He being a representative, not he being HRC. Hey, just for the team, appreciate all that you're doing on the installation and appreciate the information, but a few comebacks. So probably the first for the DPW is we've kind of highlighted a couple of times. I'm not saying that HRC has a lot of money to put toward the installation facilities around the mod complex, but we do have some funds that we'd like to orient toward hot patching and striping in particular. We've got some physical security deficiencies with the bollards, but it really starts with having an estimate so we can then MIPR your money. And that's probably with the MIC about maybe 3 weeks for at most before that becomes an inability to process that. So we'd like to be able to help in regards to that. And then what I would ask Mr. Carlson, if possible, where we can, we integrate that into the real property planning board, because from my perspective, the commands start to see potentially small amounts of money that may be available in the 4th quarter, really starting at the end of the 2nd quarter. So if we can get those estimates, then we can start to kind of lay out UFOR list for commanders and sergeant majors to make those strategic decisions. Second item is, sir, for you as the senior commander, we were thinking about inviting Miss Maud, obviously the Gold Star spouse of General Maud from the Army G1 to 9/11 because of the Maud complex named in reference to her thing. I will reach out to your chief of staff. Maybe there's an opportunity to link her with the sergeant major that you're inviting, or we simply do not have a ceremony to try to maximize the installation. So we see it. It's going to tie to our Adjutant General Association as well. That's a hard pill for me to swallow now, but we're going to do some things with her as part of the association as well. So I don't want to trump what we're doing at the installation, but I'll reach out to Colonel Rucka to potentially do that. And then the last for Sergeant Major, an opportunity, but think about with yourself and Mr. Corbin, as you all execute the Retiree Appreciation Day. Every day I learn something new about Human Resources Command, but we've got the opportunity to have a representative of the Army Awards Board and the Army Service Center. Those are the two things that we help soldiers and families with in regards to recovering DD-214s, getting upgunning awards, reviewing CRSC, CRDP decisions, et cetera. May be worth having a table there, even though a majority of that just simply comes through our call center. But something to think about as we try to sort that out. That's all from HRC.
Right, moving on. First TSC.
Thanks. Just real quick. So the Middle East is still a very active environment. First TSC is very much a part of that. So please continue your thoughts and prayers for the teammates who are doing a great job with theater sustainment there. So thank you.
First Army Division East, 84th Training Command, 100th Training Division, ARAC. Great. At this time, if any other unit has an announcement, please stand up and we will bring a microphone to you. All right. We will soon open the floor to those wishing to make community announcements. But before we do that, I need to read some quick ground rules and hopefully change the slide. It is important to note that this remains an official government event. Non-federal entities like groups, clubs, or private organizations are encouraged to make announcements, keeping in mind that the topics must be relevant to the supporting Fort Knox community. For local business announcements, we have to be restrictive in this forum. Any businesses interested in briefing are limited to highlighting free or greatly reduced offerings for service members and their families. Bringing general awareness or publicizing, pitching, or advertising a for-profit organization is not allowed. Announcements must be brief, no more than 1 to 2 minutes, to allow others to have time to make announcements during the time we have here today. So those planning on making announcements, please make your way to the briefers' podium now.
Is it just me? Cool. Good morning, y'all. My name's Dawn Langford. I am all things prevention on this installation, suicide, drug, alcohol misuse prevention at Army Substance Abuse Program, Building 1224, 94 Pershing Drive. That's where you're going to find me. I want to talk to you about 2 events very quickly today that are upcoming on this installation. You will see on your tables, actually it's 1 event, but you'll see flyers on your table for my Resilient Warrior Community Day. This is our 3rd annual Community Day. It's a signature installation-wide event designed to eliminate resource isolation on the Fort Knox community. It's led by me, the ASAP team, and our suicide prevention leads across the installation. This event brings together local community and military partners across physical, emotional, social, spiritual, and family pillars to help our soldiers, civilians, and families show them that they're never alone. To ensure commanders and supervisors, this is for you. On your table, you're going to see a flyer with a QR code. This event is going to highlight the training required in 600-85 and 600-92 and 350-1, the annual suicide prevention and ASAP training that's required for all soldiers and civilians. That QR code on that flyer allows you to register your people to attend this event and get the required annual training. I encourage you to do that. If you need more flyers, I have some, and there's also some in the lobby. EAP, My Stress Tool. We have just launched our vacated EAP, launched before she left, the My Stress Tool. This is a personalized mental fitness and stress management tool available to all people, specifically designed for DA civilians, military spouses, veterans, retirees, and active duty family members. It's a personalized look at what they can help you with. There's a personalized stress profiler to measure and track your stress level, mindfulness, relaxation resources, etc. It's professional, it's completely 100% confidential. It is for anyone who is in need of it. There's a flyer on your table. I encourage you to share that with your family members, your civilians, anyone who could benefit from it. Again, totally free, totally confidential. If you need more flyers, you need more of anything at all to do with prevention and or training, suicide, alcohol and or substance misuse and abuse, I am here for you. My card is also on the table, y'all. If you need to reach me, you can find me. All right? Thank y'all. I appreciate you.
CSM Lissay with the Garrison. We do not have a DeWia representative, but I did want to put out some information. We just met with our brand new football coach with Sergeant Major Walls. He is very excited and is looking for some community support. The first home game for the high school team, the varsity team, is 28 August here on our field. More information as far as times to come, but please, if you could write that down. I know HRC is going to, I think they're having a support team to go to that as kind of a big group for that. So that's the first thing I wanted to put out. Please, as we get ready to start the new school year, we are going to start looking at speed limits across those areas, so please keep that in mind. We are installing new pedestrian signs at the high school as well. Hopefully we'll have those up before school starts, so please, that'll be a great help, especially as we may or may not go back to the daylight savings time thing, especially at night. Clubs, athletic clubs, please remember to wear your reflective gear. We put out a kind of a note across our safety office. As it does get darker in the fall, please, we want to make sure we do not, make sure we see people, they're running, or they're biking, that they're visible to the community for that commuter traffic. And then lastly, our new HHD commander is working on setting the conditions for our annual trunk or treat that will happen in October. It should be a great event. It was awesome last year. We expect the same type of participation and support this year, so we'll have that mid to late October. We're looking at locations right now. We might change it from where it was last year, but that should be a great event for the fall as we get ready for Halloween. That's all I have as far as other community news for this time.
All right, so is anything last minute? All right. Well, that's all we have scheduled for today. This concludes our community information exchange, and our next one will be same time and place, October 27th. We'll see you there. Thank you.